topic is all about the nature of planning. There are many instances when managers are overwhelmed by various activities which at times may cloud his judgment. This must be expected since anybody is confronted by several situations happening simultaneously will lose sight of the more important concerns. To minimize mistakes in decisions making, planning is undertaken. So sinasabi lang dyan is may mga instances na yung mga managers is parang lunod na sa dami ng ganap sa work niya. Yung nagsusunod-sunod ba yung mga dapat gawin. At the same time, naapektuhan nun yung mga judgment niya o yung mga decisions niya. Para ma-minimize yung mga mali na ganon, nagpaplano tayo. A plan, which is the output of planning, provides a methodical way of achieving desired results. In the implementation of activities, plan serves as useful guide. Without the plan, some minor tasks may be afforded major attention, which may later on hinder the accomplishment of objectives. Yung pinaka nabuo nating plan, result yun ng planning. Ginagawa to para ma-achieve natin yung gusto nating result at the end. Bali guide natin to kasi minsan may mga maliliit or minor tasks na masyadong napaglalaanan ng oras, attention, effort na di dapat, so magkakos lang yun ng hindi natin agad ma-achieve yung objectives na sinet mo natin.
An example of difficulty of not having a plan is illustrated below. The management of engineering firm was able to identify the need to hire additional 3 employees. The manager proceeded to invite applicants, screen them, and finally hired 3 of them. When the hiring expense report was analyzed, it involves more than double the amount spent by the other firms in hiring the same number of people. Dito naman po, yung pinapakita naman po dito sa yung hindi po natin pagpaplano ng mabuti. Kapag po hindi tayo nagplano mabuti, hindi natin ma-identify yung mga kailangan natin gawin. Katulad po nung isang tao lang po dapat ang kailangan, makakakuha po tayo ng doble. Kaya po yung magagastos natin, doble po nung amount na nagagastos ng ibang firm. Na imbis na makakatipid tayo, mas nakamahal pa tayo ng mga presyo ng gamit na gagamitin natin. When inquiry was made, it was found out the manager committed some errors of judgment. For instance, he used an expensive advertising layout in newspaper when a simple message will do. Also, it was found out the absence of hiring plan contribute to the high cost of hiring.
Magandang umaga, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ito po ang aking report. Ako po si Joshua L. Rojairo. Planning defined. Planning defined. Various experts define planning in various ways, all of which are designed to suit specific purposes. Planning, according to Nicholson, authors refers to the management and function that involves anticipating future trends and determining the best strategies and tactics to achieve organizational objectives. This definition is useful because it relates the future to what could be decided na. Sinasabi po rito na ayon daw po sa mga eksperto, ang definition daw po ng planning ay dinefine sa iba't ibang paraan kung saan magiging kaangkop-angkop ito. Ayon daw po kay Nicholson, ang planning daw po ay ginagamitan ng management. Ano ba yung management nito? Ang management na ito ay tumutukoy sa kung paano mo gagawin ang isang goal mo. At bago mo makuha yung goal mo, kailangan mo ng strategies and tactics to achieve organizational objectives. Kaya nga, hindi ka pwedeng gumawa ng plano lang wala ka man lang naiisip na tactic or wala ka man lang strategy kung paano mo gagawin ito. Hindi ka pwede gumawa ng bahay na basta gusto mo lang. Kailangan mo muna ng kaukulang plano, mga katao at mga kagamitan. Aldous Easterns On the other hand, define planning as the selection of sequential ordering of tasks required to achieve organizational goals. This definition centers on the activity required to accomplish the goals. Ayon naman daw po kay Aldag and Easterns, ang definition of long-term planning ay ang proseso ng pagpili at pagkakasunod-sunod ng iba't ibang gawain. It required to achieve organizational goals. At ito po ay sumisentro sa kailangan tapusin activity at ma-achieve na goal.
The definition of Cole and Hamilton provide a better guide on how to effectively perform this vital activity. Planning, according to them, is deciding what will be done, who will do it be done. Sa madaling sabi, ang Cole and Hamilton daw ay nagbibigay ng guide para sa magandang perform ng isang activity or planning activity. Sabi nga nila, deciding what will be done, who will do it be done. Kumbaga kung sino ang gagawa at ang plano kung ano ang gagawin. For our purpose, it will suffice to define planning as selecting the best course of action so that the desired result may be achieved. It must be stressed that the desired result take first priority and the course of action chosen is the means to realize the goal. Bilang isang engineer, makakatulong ito sa pagpili ng enough na aksyon na pwede natin gawin para makuha natin yung gusto nating i-achieve.
Planning at various management levels. Since engineer managers could be occupying positions any of the various management levels, it will be useful for them to know some aspects of planning undertaken at the different management levels. Planning activities undertaken at various levels are as follows: top management level, middle management level, lower management level. So dito natin malalaman ang iba't ibang aspeto ng pagpaplano sa iba't ibang level ng pangangasiwa. So makakatulong ito upang maging successful ang pagmamanage natin sa isang kumpanya. So kung paano magiging effective ang ating plano at gaano katagal ang isang plano. Simulan natin sa top management. So top level of management, it is the ultimate source of power and authority. So ang halimbawa nito ay ang president, vice president, mga CEO. Sila yung mga nangangasiwa sa buong organisasyon. So ito yung role and responsibility nila. No? Nagpe-prepare sila ng strategic plan. So dito ginagawa yung goals, dito rin yung objective and actions, at nagtatagal ito ng 1 to 3 years or 1 to 10 years. Middle management level. These people is directly accountable to top management level. So sila yung under sila sa top management level. And sila yung mga nagpapaliwanag at nag-interpret ng mga policy na nanggagaling sa top level management. So ang role nila ay ma-inspire ang mga nasa lower management level para ma-improve ang kanilang mga performance. Ang function manager, project line manager, department heads, at iba pa ang nagpapatupad ng mga plano. So sila din yung gumagawa ng desisyon para tumaas ang kita sa pagpapatakbo ng organisasyon or kumpanya. At ang intermediate planning ay nagtatagal at least 6 months to 2 years. And lastly, yung lower management level. So ito yung mga unit manager, first line supervisors, and superintendent at iba pa. So sila naman yung nagpapatupad ng mga gawain. So sila yung nangangasiwa sa quality and quantity ng production. Operational plan. Ito ay detail-oriented plan kung paano ma-reach ng isang team or department ang kanilang mga goals. So, isa pa sa mga role and responsibility nila ay ma-maintain ang relation sa lower management level. At nagtatagal naman ito ng 1 week to 1 year.
Strategic planning, it is refers to the process of determining major goals of the organization and policies and the strategies for obtaining and using resources to achieve those goals. In strategic planning, the whole company is considered, specifically its objective and current resources. The output of strategic planning is the strategic plan, which spells out the decision about long-range goals and the course of action to achieve these goals. Parang ang pag-uusapan dito sa strategic planning is yung bakit kailangan mangyari yung bagay na yon. Parang ganun yung pag-uusapan nila kasi dito. Kasi yung strategic planning is all about why things need to happen and why it is important because it provides a sense of direction and outlines measurable goals. Intermediate planning refers to the process of determining the contribution that subunits can make with allocated resources. This type of planning is undertaken by middle management. Under intermediate planning, the goals of a subunit are determined and a plan is prepared to provide a guide to the realization of the goals. The intermediate plan is designed to support the strategic plan kasi para siyang nakakonect sa strategic planning. While intermediate planning is seen as plans that fall under the next 1 to 5 years, help business owners and managers to assess certain aspects of their company and make decisions to increase production output or operational profits. And intermediate planning is all about what's going to happen. 'Di ba kanina yung strategic planning is it's all about why things need to happen. Ito naman yung what's going to happen. Ano na yung mangyayari. No. Operational planning. The term operational planning refers to the process of determining how a specific task can be best accomplished on time with available resources. This type of planning is a responsibility of lower management. It must be performed in support of the strategic plan and intermediate plan. Because operational planning determining in advance how they will be accomplished. And it's all about how things need to happen. So, yung pagkakaiba lang ng tatlong yon, yung strategic planning, it's all about why things need to happen. Yung intermediate planning naman, yung what's going to happen. At yung operational planning naman, how things need to happen. And these are the example of the organization and types of planning undertaken. Achieving organizational goals starts with top president or general manager who create strategic plans that paint a pictures of the desired future and long-term goals of organizations such as increasing productivity or profitability.
The planning process. Ito ay binubuo ng various steps depends on the management level that performs the planning task. The planning process generally involves the following. First, setting organizational, divisional, or unit goals. Second, developing strategies or tactics to reach those goals. And third, determining resources needed. Last, fourth, setting standards. Setting organizational, divisional, or unit goals. The first task of the engineer manager is to provide a sense of direction to his firm if he is the chief executive, to his division if he heads a division, or to his unit if he is a supervisor. The setting of goals provide an answer to the said concern. If everybody in the firm or division or unit, as the case may be, is aware of the goals, there is a big chance that everybody will contribute his share in the realization of such goals. So, yun, yung first task ng engineer manager ay mag-provide or mag-assign ng mga employees para sa firm na kanyang gagawin or i-build. At kung ang lahat ay alam naman ng goal na company or firm, mayroong malaking chance na ang lahat ay makatutulong or makakapag-contribute ng kanya-kanyang bahagi or yung inassign sa kanya na posisyon sa katuparan na magawa nila ng maayos at matagumpay yung goals na kanilang firm. Goals may be defined as the precise statement of results sought, quantified in time and magnitude where possible. Example of goals. So, ito yung example niya. Yung example of goals by organizational level. So, company, Buena Vista Construction Corporation. To attain, ito yung goals nila. Example, to attain a return on investment of 25%. So, next yung division, project management division. Goals nila to increase the number of projects undertaken by the company. Next is unit. Ito yung yung services unit, personnel services unit, to increase the number of project engineers. So, second, developing strategies or tactics to reach those goals. After determining the goals, the next task is to devise some means to realize them. The way to realize the goals are called strategies, and this will be the concern of top management. The middle and lower management will adopt their own tactics to implement their plans. So, yan. Next task naman ay yung pag-iisip naman ng mga paraan para malaman ng mga ito. And ito ay magiging main concern ng top management. Ang role naman ng middle at lower management ay ang paggawa nila ng mga angkop na tactics or yung strategy nila upang ma-implement or maisakatuparan ng kanilang plano. A strategy may be defined as a course of action aimed at ensuring that the organization will achieve its objectives. Ito yung pamamaraan ng isang tao upang makuha ang nais o maisagawa ang isang layunin. An example of strategy is as follows. The decision of a construction firm's management to diversify its business by engaging also in the trading of construction materials and supplies. When the above-mentioned strategy is implemented, it may help the construction firm realize substantial in their construction activities. The firm will also have greater control in the timing of deliveries of materials and supply. So, yon yung decision ng isang construction firm's management na i-diversify or pag-iba-ibahin ang kanilang business sa pag-engage ng trading of construction materials and supplies. Strategy is implemented na isasagawa ang strategy ito ay makatutulong sa isang construction firm or company na malaman or ma-realize nila kung ano ang malaki at malago sa kanilang construction activities. Ang firm din nila ay magkakaroon ng control or maayos na pamamaraan sa time ng deliveries ng materials and supplies. A tactic is a short-term yung mabilisang paggawa taken by management to adjust to negative internal or external influences. They are formulated and implemented, sila yung binubuo at ipinapatupad in support of the firm's strategies. The decision about short-term goals and courses of action are indicated in the tactical plan. So, example of a tactical is the hiring of contractual workers to augment the company's current workforce. So, yung pag-hire ng mga construction workers upang madagdagan at mas mapabilis ang paggawa sa isang projects.
Determining resources needed. When particular sets of strategies or tactics have been devised, the engineer manager will then determine the human and non-human resources required by each strategies or tactics. Even if the resource requirements are currently available, they must be specified. the quality and quantity of resources needed must be correctly determined. Too much resources in terms of either quality or quantity will be wasteful. Too little will mean loss of opportunities for maximizing income. To satisfy strategic requirements, a general statement of needed resources will suffice. The specific requirements will be determined by the different unit of the company. Setting standards. The standards for measuring performance may be set at the planning stage. When actual performance does not match with the planned performance, correction may be made or reinforcement given. A standard may be defined as qualitative or quantitative measuring device designed to help monitor the performances of people, capital goods, or processes. An example of standard is the minimum number of units that must be produced by a worker per day in a given work situation.
I'm Elame M. Cartagena. I'm here to report types of plant. Plants are of different types. They may be classified in terms of functional areas, time horizon, and frequency of use. Among the types of functional area plants are the following. So, under functional area plans, we have here marketing plan. This is the written documents or blueprint for implementing and controlling an organization's marketing activities related to a particular marketing strategy. This plan identifies the target market. Sa marketing plan, dito ka magsiset ng goals mo, right expectation like yung mga concept of product, place, price, and about sa controlling. In short, dito papasok yung diskarte mo as a owner or a manager. Next, under pa rin ng functional area plan is production plan. This is a written document that states the quantity of output a company must produce in broad terms and by product family. Sa production plan, dito nasasaad yung bilang o dami ng dapat gawin ng isang kumpanya. And dito din yung paggagawa. Sa paggawa nito, kino-consider natin yung demand unang-una, sunod yung potential option para sa product natin, and yung mga pagmamonitor and so on. Next, financial plan. When we hear the word financial, 'di ba? Ito yung tumutukoy agad sa money, anything related to finance. It is a document that summarizes the current financial situation of the firm, analyzes financial needs, and recommends a direction for financial activity. Dito sa financial plan, dinadocument natin yung mga transaction. We also list and analyze yung mga needs. And lastly, Human Resources Management Plan. It is a document that indicates the human resources needs of a company detailed in terms of quantity and quality and based on the requirements of the company's strategic plan. Nakasaad dito yung mga pangangailangan ng pagkukunan ng mga tao ng isang kumpanya. Yung dami, yung ability, dito siya sa Human Resources Management Plan naka-under. Next type of plan is plan with time horizon. Plans with time horizon consist of the following. Short-range plan. These are plans intended to cover a period of less than 1 year. Per supervisors are mostly concerned with these plans. In the word itself, short, ibig sabihin, maikli lang siya. Yung some of example ng short-range plan is plans for basic training sessions for new leader who have just been recruited. And the other example is plans for training roundtable staff members. Next, long-range plans. These are plans covering in time span of more than 1 year. These are mostly undertaken by middle and top management. Ito naman yung example niya yung personal coaching, self-study, and yung mga supplemental training. Kung i-compare natin sila in terms of time, sabi nga dito yung short range is less than 1 year. Sa long range naman, more than 1 year. Yung short term, it deals with current operation of organization. Sa long term naman, their mission is long-term goals and strategies. Magkaiba din yung nagpe-prepare sa kanila. Sa short range, prepared by lower-level executives, and doon naman sa long range, prepared by top management.
Hello everyone, this is Brisely Pachag reporting. So my topic is plans according to frequency of use. According to frequency of use, plans may be classified as, so ito yung dalawang classification ng plans according to frequency of use, which are standing plans and single use of plans. Ano nga ba yung standing plans and single use of plans? So standing plans, these are the plans that are used again and again, and they focus on managerial situations that recur repeatedly. So itong types ng plano na to, sila yung gumagamit ng mga patakaran at pamamaraan at programa para matiyak na maayos na tumatakbo yung negosyo or yung project. So standing plans may be further classified as follows. Policies, they are broad guidelines to aid managers at every level in making decisions about recurring situations or function. So, yung policies, ito yung mga tumutulong sa manager upang maging maayos yung pamamahala sa isang project or sa isang sitwasyon. Procedures, they are the plans that describe the exact series of actions to be taken in a given situation. So, ano nga ba yung procedures? Ito yung mga step by step or yung mga gagawin sa isang project. Halimbawa, kailangan una ang gagawin is planning, then designing. Ganon. Rules. They are statements that either require or forbid a certain actions. So, syempre, kailangan natin ng rules para malaman natin kung hanggang saan lang ba yung pwedeng gawin or kung ano-ano lang ba yung pwedeng gawin. Magsiset tayo ng boundaries para magkaroon ng kaayusan yung plano or yung project. Single-use plans. These are the plans that are specifically developed to implement courses of actions that are relatively unique and are unlikely to be repeated. So, ito naman, single use of plans. Ito yung, unlike sa plan kanina, ito yung mga types ng plan na hindi talaga or madalang gamitin. So, single-use plans may be further classified as follows. One is budget. Ano nga ba yung budget? So, budget, according to Weston and Brigham, is a plan which sets forth and projected expenditure for certain activity and explains where the required funds will come from. So, sa budget, yung types ng plan na to, dito nalalaman kung saan ba manggagaling yung fund, yung gagamiting pera, at saka kung saan mapupunta. So, programs is a single-use plan designed to coordinate a large set of activities and project a large set of activities. So, for program naman, dito malalaman kung paano magkakaroon ng coordination or kung paano maiaayos yung magiging activities sa isang plano. Project is a single-use plan that is usually more limited in scope than a program and is sometimes prepared to support a program. So, for projects, ito yung types ng plans na limitado lang yung saklaw kasi kadalasan ginagamit lang siya para masuportahan or ma-prepare para doon sa program mismo. So, iyon. Parts of the various functional area of plans. The engineer manager may be familiar with engineering plans, knowing the details from beginning to end. However, the ever-present possibility of moving from one management level to the next and from one functional area to another presses the engineer manager to be familiar as well with functional area of plans. So, kapag kasi, syempre natural na yung engineer, familiar siya sa mga engineering plans. Pero kapag ka yung paiba-iba na or yung management, ano na, may next level na, ganon, nalilito na syempre si engineer. So, next topic will be discussed. Doon natin i-discuss kung ano nga ba yung dapat na gawin ng engineer para di siya malito, which are the contents of marketing plan.
Hello po, I'm Alexander P. Marcelo po from Group 2. So, continuation lang po ito. Functional area plans. So, sa type of plans po, meron po tayong tatlo dyan, which is yung functional area plans, plans with time horizon, plans with varied frequency of use. So, magpo-focus lang po muna tayo ngayon sa functional area plans. And may apat po dito, which is yung marketing plan, production plan, financial plan, and human resources plan. Okay, so the contents of marketing plan. William Cohen maintains that the following must be included in marketing plan. Meron po tayong 8 dito. The executive summary, which presents an overall view of your marketing project and its potential. Table of contents. Situational analysis and target market. Marketing objectives and goals. Marketing strategies. 6. Marketing tactics. Schedules and budgets. And last, financial data and control. So, ito pong 8 na to, ito po yung nakaloob sa una na, which is yung marketing plan nga. Next is content of the production plan. The production plan must contain the following. Amount of capacity and the company must have. So, dapat alam, andito nakapaloob sa plano na to yung amount ng company na dapat meron yung company na natin. How many employees are required? So, syempre, dapat alam din natin yung employees na tama lang para sa trabaho natin, para sa kumpanya. How much material must be purchased? And syempre, hindi din dapat sumobra, hindi din dapat magkulang yung mga materials na bibili natin. Next is content of the financial plan. The components of the financial plan are as follows. An analysis of the firm's current financial condition. Syempre, alam natin yung current condition natin, yung financial natin sa isang company. Alam natin kung medyo nakakaluwag-luwag ba yung company natin or hindi. Sales forecast. So, ayan, ito yung example ng sales forecast natin. Annually siya. Ayan, makikita natin sa example from January to January. Ayan, meron tayong first quarter to fourth quarter, January to December. 3, the capital budget. Siyempre, dapat alam ng involved sa plano natin yan. Same, the cash budget. The set of pro forma or projected financial statement. The external financing plan. Yun ang mga nakapaloob sa natin. Next is content of the human resources plan. The human resources plan must contain the following. Personal requirements of the company. So, siyempre, dapat alam natin yan. Importante rin yan yung personal requirement para dun sa kumpanya natin. Plan for requirement and selection. So, dapat sa pagpili ng mga tao natin, dapat meron din tayong nakaplano na requirement dun. May mga standard tayo na yun, training plan, kung paano ma-train, paano yung plano natin sa training nila. And retirement plan, siyempre. Parts of the strategic plan. The A strategic plan must contain the following: the company or corporate mission. So, siyempre, parang ito na yung pinaka-strategy natin. Dapat alam natin yung corporate mission. Objective natin, siyempre, importante rin yan. And strategies. So, ayun. Ayun lang po. Thank you po sa pakikinig.
Hello, I'm Janina Rose Figueroa, and I will discuss making planning effective. Making planning effective. Planning is done that some desired results may be achieved at sometimes, however, failures in planning occurs. Ito ay nakasulat sa Arthur A. Johnson Jr. and A.J. Strickland III Strategic Management. Sabi dito sa sinulot nila ay yung plano daw is minsan nakakuha natin yung gusto nating resulta. Pero minsan hindi natin nakukuha yung gusto nating resulta. Umaano din daw yun sa plano na minsan talaga hindi natin makukuha yung gusto nating resulta or nagiging fail yung gusto nating maging result dun sa plano natin ginawa. Planning may be made successful if the following are observed. Ito daw, magiging successful yung plano natin kung ito yung mga ino-observe natin. Number 1 is recognize the planning barriers, or aalamin daw natin or i-recognize nga natin yung mga posible maging harang doon sa plano natin or maging harang nga doon sa gagawin nating plano. Dapat malaman natin yun. Para kung malalaman natin na may harang na ganun sa plano natin, is makakaisip tayo ng iba pang way. Number 2 is use of aids to planning, or gumamit tayo ng mga materials doon or sa pagpaplano natin. Gumamit tayo ng mga pwedeng gamitin natin para sa plano. The planning barriers according to Plunkett and Atners are as follow. Ito yung mga posibleng harang or magiging barriers dun sa plano natin ayon kay Plunkett and Atner. Number 1, manager's inability to plan, or yung manager na nagpaplano parang hindi siya ganun kagaling magplano, or minsan kasi ibang manager hindi niya pinapakinggan yung mga tao sa paligid niya, so magpaplano siya sa sarili niya, so yung nagiging plano ay hindi ganun ka-successful. Dapat, ang isang manager is marunong siya makinig dun sa mga tao sa paligid niya para yung magiging plano niya is perfect or maganda. Ganun. Number 2, improper planning process. Ito naman sa improper planning process or sa proseso kasi ng pagpaplano, dapat yung kung ano yung pinalano nating una, or dapat ito yung mauuna, ganito, pangalawa, ganito gagawin, pangatlo, ganito gagawin. Dapat, yun ay sinusunod. Or dapat meron tayong pagkakasunod ng ganun. Kasi, minsan, kunwari, mauuna yung pangatlo. Eh, syempre, yung una, pangalawa, hindi natin nagawa. So, yun, dapat, may plano tayo kung ano dapat natin unang gawin, pangalawa at pangatlo. Ganon. Tapos, number 3 is lack of commitment to the planning process. Or, minsan kasi, binabaliwala natin yung planning process, or parang wala naman dun yung mismong attention natin, or parang sinasabi kasi natin na bahala sige to, ganyan. Dapat nakakommit tayo dun, or parang nakafocus tayo dun sa planning process or yung proseso ng pagpaplano, hindi yung kung ano yung mga ginagawa natin, hindi naman tayo nakafocus dun. Number 4 is improper information. Dito naman, kaya ito yung isa sa nagiging hadlang is yung improper information. Isa kasi mga kusan lang tayo nakikinig. Or, kunwari, example, meron nga tayo, gusto natin magtayo ng business doon na sinasabi na maraming bumibili doon. Or kunwari, ganun, maraming bumibili. Tapos, minsan, kaya di tayo nagiging successful sa pagpaplano, gusto natin doon itatayo yon. Tapos, biglang nawalan ng tao doon. Or wala naman palang masyadong tao doon. O wala naman masyadong bibili. So, ayun, hindi magiging successful yung plano natin. Number 5 is focusing on the present present at the expense of the future. Sabi dito, yung ngayon, nagpo-focus tayo sa mga expenses sa future. Lagi natin iniisip or nagiging nega tayo na ay ang laki nagagastusin, ginto, ganyan. Tapos baka hindi ko naman kaya. Ayun kasi ayun yung isa sa nagiging barriers or nagiging hadlang doon sa plano. Dapat future expenses pa naman yun eh. So, bakit hindi mo tulungan yung sarili mo para ano na yun, yung expenses na yun para mabayaran or yung gagastusin na yun. Dapat, think positive lang. Ayun, thank you.
So, hello po. Ako po si Elja Manilarga and ako po yung ka-share ni Janina sa report. Number 6, too much reliance on the planning department. Kapag masyado tayong nakarely or malaki yung tiwala natin sa planning department. Number 7, concentrating on only the controllable variables. Kapag daw po mas binibigyan lang natin ng pansin yung mga bagay na alam nating kahit nagkakaroon ng problema, kaya pa din nating o-control or kaya nating gawan ng paraan. Among the aids to planning that may be used are, gather as much information as possible. Manaliksik tayo ng iba't ibang informasyon as much as possible and develop multiple sources of information. Kailangan pa yung mga information daw po natin na makukuha. Sigurado tayo or sure tayo na legit yung pinanggalingan. And then, involve others in the planning process. Sa pagpaplano daw po, hindi yung ikaw lang dapat yung nakakaalam nung plano or ikaw lang mag-isa. Kailangan daw po meron kang kasama sa pagpaplano. Technical activities like other activities require effective planning if objectives and goals are to be realized. A plan is a methodological way of achieving results. Planning is undertaken at various management levels. Various steps are required in the planning process depending on the management level. So, in order daw po to achieve our goals, kailangan meron tayong plano or meron tayong step by step na susundin para magawa natin yung project natin. And plans may be classified in terms of functional areas, time horizon, and frequency of use. Plans consist of various parts that the engineer manager must be familiar with. Plans can be made effective by recognizing the planning barriers and making use of aids to planning. So, yung plano daw po, kailangan yung engineer manager, alam niya yung bawat parte ng various sa plano, and kailangan sa plano alam natin kung ano yung pwedeng makahadlang, but meron tayong aids of planning or meron tayong plan B. Thank you po.